Hello, I'm Alex Davies, founder of Wealth Club, and today I'm with McLennan, partner at Triple Point. First off, can you tell me about Triple Point and a bit about yourself?
Yes, Triple Point's an investment management business regulated by the FCA. We started in 2004 actually to manage a venture capital trust, but we've grown ever since, and now there's around £1 billion, in excess of £1 billion of assets under management from private investors, institutional investors, and also the public sector in a variety of asset classes: property, debt, infrastructure, and of course venture capital. I'm a partner at Triple Point. For the last decade, I've been involved in investing and managing VCTs and EIS at TP, and today I'm the manager of the venture fund and also our impact EIS service.
You've got a new share class of your VCT open currently. Can you tell me about that? How much are you looking to raise? Why are you raising? What's the point of the new share class?
Yes, so it's a new share class, the venture shares in an existing VCT, Triple Point 11. The benefits of having it as a new share class are TP11 is around a 17 million asset fund already listed on the London Stock Exchange. So there's a bit of cost saving by launching the new share class alongside other existing share classes. That VCT is already fully invested in its other areas, so the board of the VCT of TP11 have the time to devote to looking at the new investments that we're bringing to them. And the third advantage of using a new share class in an existing VCT is that we can pay a dividend. So we're targeting a 3p dividend in summer 2020 and another 3p in summer 2021. Thereafter, the dividend policy would be to target a 5p dividend, depending on the realisations within the fund. And the reason we've produced this new share class is to allow investors to get an opportunity to participate in the growth in innovative British companies that are addressing real-world corporate problems. This is the so-called challenge-led investment strategy that I'm sure we'll talk about a bit later.
What type of companies are you actually looking for? How are you going to find them?
Yes, so we've it's not escaped our notice that one of the main reasons that startups fail is they just don't have a proper market for their product. So there can be a bit of an attitude of build it and they will come amongst entrepreneurs who'll spend a lot of time with their favourite product or tinkering with the technology and not enough time finding the market. So what we've done with the venture fund share class is we've gone out and established relationships with a group of companies who are essentially innovation consultants. We call them our venture partners or our venture network, and they specialise in working with bigger corporates, multinationals, or it could be the public sector like the NHS, who want to use startups and small growth companies to help them with some of their innovation challenges or corporate problems. And we at Triple Point will get involved when we, at the stage where the startups have been vetted down such that they look like they will be able to meet some of these real world corporate problems. And we know at that stage that the companies do have a real world market fit, a real world market for their product.
This is a very different area for Triple Point to invest in. I assume because of the rule changes in VCTs, it's harder to invest in what you typically would of sort of infrastructure projects, things which probably had some sort of asset backing, etc. Why are you experienced to be doing this sort of change of direction?
Well, we wouldn't see it as a change of direction. In some senses, you're right. We do have an established array of products like our estate planning service, our social housing REIT, our impact EIS. But for 14 years, we've been investing in and exiting from SMEs. And in fact, in total so far, we've invested £600 million into small and medium-sized enterprises. For example, we've invested over £150 million into 4 companies that appeared on a recent list of the 100 fastest growing technology companies in the UK. And the venture fund is an evolution of that process. So again, by finding and working with these new venture partners, we believe we can mitigate some of the risks around venture investing by making sure that the companies we invest in do have a corporate backer, a corporate customer for their product.
So can you talk about some of the companies that you've invested in other parts of Triple Point which would sort of back up what you're doing now or would be similar?
Well, this is a new strategy, but I could give you an example of a company called Perfectly Fresh, which is in vertical farming. So the corporate challenge or problem there is that the big supermarkets have customers who want year-round access to all sorts of fresh food produce, but they also don't want to pay through the nose for it, and they prefer if it's a British product. So we've invested in Perfectly Fresh, which is commercial scale vertical farming, so that you actually bring the produce, you produce it in Britain, you bring it much closer to the end consumer, and in that way solve the issues for the supermarkets and other food, fresh food consumers.
And any successful exits you've had in the past which you think are relevant?
Well, we've had 240 million of exits from our VCT and EIS funds to date, particularly in renewable energy, in digital media, and also in communications and telecoms. So those are the sort of sectors where we've already done successful exits.
And the new rules for VCTs make them certainly riskier. How risky do you think your new VCT is? Is it the sort of typical venture fund where only a few out of 10 really prosper and perhaps do very well and the rest fail?
So we'd be investing at the seed stage or the Series A stage, and there's no doubt there are risks involved there, even though we try and mitigate them by using that challenge-led investment strategy. Yes, I think if you have 10 investments, perhaps 4 or 5 of them will be duds, and therefore every investment we look at has to have at least the opportunity, in our view, to make a 5 to 10 times return for investors based on the scale of the market for their product and their ability to deliver that product.
So I've got to invest in a few VCTs this year. In a quick summary, why should I invest with you?
First of all, we're a very experienced VCT manager. Secondly, we'll be bringing this new challenge-led approach where we work with the corporate innovation partners, our venture partners, to try and select the companies which already have corporate contracts or corporate investment, so they have validation of their product, of the market fit for their product. We very much will be getting the corporate angle from the corporate view of the potential investee companies from there. But in addition to that, we have brought in an advisory committee for the venture fund, which is entrepreneurs. So we will also, before we invest, get the view from the entrepreneurs on what they think, as well as the corporate view.
Ian McLennan, manager of the Triple Point VCT, thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex.